Hello everyone, welcome to SIG Autoscaling weekly meeting for Monday the 5th of February 2024. We have a few items already on the agenda. Krishna, do you want to take us away?
Hey, I'm Krishna Sarabu. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I wanted to talk about an issue we are running into using cluster autoscaler. So in this particular case, we are using CA at scale on AWS EKS, and we are using some critical production stateful deployments on these clusters. So what's happening here is, whenever CA runs into scale-up operation, and calls off autoscaling group asynchronously, which tries to perform the scale-up operation and fails with insufficient capacity, right? But even though it fails for the first time, it's going to continuously retry on the back asynchronously and succeeds after 2 or 3 minutes. So at very high level, this scale-up operation uh, um, is failing, but ASG, even though ASG running into insufficient, it was able to allocate the node. So CA in the next iteration, realizing that there is a placeholder node and performing basically set desired size back to what it was before. So basically it's randomly, that's resulting in a random node termination. So instead of a placeholder termination. So what I see from this PR, which I attached here, so there are two PRs that are open. One is not to take an action, which is, let me give you the exact PR number. Um, so one is not to take any action, but the second one is what I am interested in, which is 5756. That's the PR.
Mhm.
So that has implemented a backup mechanism. So in case if there is a insufficient capacity error, it has a delayed backup mechanism rather than early termination. So perhaps that's the best way to implement a solution. So my question to you here is, to all of members here is, so what can we do to speed up the PR merge in this particular?
I guess on the second one, Kuba has already sort of commented with some feedback. I don't know. Looks like there's some updates made after that. Yeah,
The last
made some
update,
following changes. Yeah.
yep, the last update I see is PR looks good. It's just that they asked to rebase the PR.
Yeah.
After that, I don't see any updates here. So anyway, we can speed up the process for this particular PR.
Since it's making changes to the core logic, it's a fairly small group of reviewers. I can see, I'm not sure if there's anyone on the call. No, no one on the call is currently is one of those core reviewers. So I can reach out over Slack and see if we can get someone to have a re-review of it some point soon.
Hey, hi. I'm Krishna's colleague as well. So I know this is going to be a change in the core logic. So have you had similar feedback from other folks? And like, are you aware of any kind of workaround for this specific issue? Like, interim, the code is reviewed and merged. Let's say it might take a few weeks or month. I don't know how it usually goes. But then if there is a workaround, I think that will be awesome as well.
I think we have heard this from a few different AWS users, which I think might be part of the problem here. Like the previous PR obviously only touches like only touches AWS code. So I think that's potentially a quicker solution, since it's obviously only touching a single cloud provider. I do, however, have some concerns about unintended side effects on that other PR. I don't know of anyone with sort of workarounds outside of the CA code base, though, at the moment.
Thank you, Vikram. Actually, I shared a link. So the original PR owner talks about using scaling protection here. So as per him, I haven't tested this though yet, but as per him, once he implements the scaling protection, it appears that cluster autoscaler terminating the nodes by name instead of reducing the size, which is leading to random node termination. So, so have you seen this behavior with cluster autoscaler with respect to scaling protection? How it acts as?
So one of the so if talking from like, so I'm end user rather than cloud provider, talking from personal experience, we run on AWS. We haven't seen the behavior described in the issues. We do have scaling protection enabled on all our ASGs, though. So I'm sort of wondering if that might be a signal. I haven't thought through of like why exactly that might be preventing the behavior, though. I'd need to give that some more thought and try and understand why that would potentially be preventing or that user seeing that behavior.
Thank you.
So with respect to merging this, what are the next steps? I mean, I didn't get your name, but what are the next steps? Like, how do we, is there a way like we can follow up on the channel, or like I'm trying to see?
Yeah, Matt Chick's now joined us. Matt Chick, do you know if anyone might have on the Google side might have bandwidth to review the second PR listed there, 5756, at some point soon? It had an initial review from Kuba, and then there were some updates made, but it's not been re-reviewed since. I also need to rebase, but
yeah, I think I can ask Kuba to take another look. I think since he did the original review, he'll be the best person.
go. That'd be great. Thanks. Any more on that at all, Krishna?
Yeah, no, actually, I mean, last question I have is for CMPR 5756, right? Even though we are going to review the code, it requires rebase. So do you want us, anyway, we can reach out to the original user or speed up the rebasing process?
No, I don't recognize the author. I don't know. We can try pinging them again, but that would only be the only method I could think of. If they are unresponsive and Kuba reviews it and decides that it's in a position where we would be happy to merge it, then I suppose we can close it off and raise a new PR with said changes. But yeah, I'd prefer to give the original author another chance to update first.
Okay, thank you.
Next item, Jeff Wan, who is not on the call, I don't think. Nope. I pinged them over. I pinged who I think it is over Slack. Haven't had an update yet. So we'll see if they attend one of the SIG meetings at some point soon. Suraj, I think we addressed that last week. And yeah, that's it currently on the agenda. Has anyone else got anything they want to raise this week? That's a quiet one. I guess on the KubeCon side, Maciek and Jonathan are giving the talk for the SIG. If there's any features or things you want to sort of make sure are highlighted, I would suggest reaching out to them, making sure that we're aware of everything people want covered. But other than that, hopefully see some of you at KubeCon EU.
I think thanks for the shout out. I think ideally if there is some feature, probably directly pinging us on Slack would be the best way. I think I have a high level kind of visibility into what's going in cluster autoscaler. I'm sure Jonathan knows everything about Carpenter, but particularly if there is any updates on other projects like HPA or VPA that we want to do, it's easy for me to miss them. So if you have anything, please let me know.
Cool. Thank you. If there's nothing else, thanks very much for attending, and see you all next week.